Hi folks, Neil from ECS Coffee, and we're in our service department today where we bench test every new brewer that comes in to give it the go through. And we're going to look today at the K4000, Keurg's newest and largest office brewer. So this just came in yesterday, has been out in the States for about 6 to 8 months. Now it's in Canada and it's available. A little bigger than what you're used to from the old B3000, but it comes with some pretty cool features. So first of all, this needs to be plumbed in, so it is a plumbed in unit and it is built for offices of a larger size. And what Keurg has done with the technology is they've added in the ability to do cafe style drinks. And what I mean by cafe style drinks is not your true lattes or espressos like you would get out of an espresso machine, but a version of them that you can do with your Keurg brewer. And if you think about Keurg, and what it can do as coffee, and then you think about what espresso machines can do, they're kind of two different things. I always say that coffee is like a bicycle and espresso is like a motorbike. Espresso requires a lot more pressure. So you won't get true espresso out of this machine or true cappuccinos, but you will get a really nice version with the new features this machine has. So I'll give you the overrun and we'll make a couple of beverages. We've got a pretty solid machine, solid drip tray here, metal top. We've got our dump bin here, so the capsules will auto eject into the bin when you're done with them. Neat feature on that machine. And we've got also, really not much more than that, the two 1-pound milk hoppers on the top. These guys alternate as they're used, so they don't run out as quickly. So you get about 50 beverages before you have to refill. So the first drink would come from here, the second from here, and back and forth. What we use at ECS is a milk-based powder. It's real milk. It's called Vim. It's a skim milk powder, so it is real milk. You do have to be careful with some of the products you use in these styles of machines. Some of them will clump up, but this one seems to be working pretty good, and it's fairly widely available in our market. So let's make some drinks, and we'll see this machine in action. Standard coffee, you've got 5 sizes, I believe. You lift the top open, even has on our little screen here, insert K-cup pod. And the pod itself does not go in like this, like the old machines, it actually goes in sideways. So you're gonna pop it in like so. Nice description on the machine as to what you have to do. You close it out, and then you can choose coffee, tea, or other. So we're just gonna do a straight coffee for the first time and see what happens. Black with milk, cappuccino, or latte. So that's going to add on the milk powder if we need to. We're just going to do a black coffee. 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12 ounces. So you actually have 5 sizes for the standard coffee and tea beverages. Let's just do a 4 to make it nice and quick. We'll see how long this takes to get going. One of the challenges you might have with this machine in your office, the biggest one we see so far, is the height. Most kitchen counters have upper cabinets that sit around 18 inches. This one sits at about 22, I believe. I'm just going to check the specs on that. It's 20.47 inches high. So you might have some issues making it fit on your counter. You want to make sure you don't have some upper cabinets if you're looking for a spot for it, because not only do you need to worry about this height here, but you also have to be able to lift the top to get to access to the milk powders. So there's our coffee. Drink nice and done. Took us less than a minute and you're off to the races. Next we're going to do a latte. Let's do a latte. Latte, a little different than cappuccino. You'll notice the 2 different sounds from the 2. The cappuccino is going to froth the milk a little more than the latte. The latte is just going to have the steamed milk. So they're 2 slightly different beverages, but we'll see it in the glass mug in a couple of seconds. Okay, so now we're going to give a shot to the latte beverages. We're going to use our very own ECS dark roast. Pop it in there and see what kind of drink we can get out of here. So we've got it in, close it down. Seems to be a little tough sometimes, maybe because it's a new machine. It seemed a little tough on pulling down, but nothing too crazy that I consider to be an issue at this point. So we're gonna go with other here. And let's just say, again, we've got regular with milk, cappuccino, or latte. Let's try a latte and see what happens. 8, 10, or 12 ounce sizes. We're gonna go with an 8 ounce size. Now I'm going to open this so you can see what's going on. Normally it doesn't work with it open, but we've put a little connector in here so you can kind of see what happens with the milk beverages over here. So you notice we just got the milk into the mixing bowl, timed. That's giving us our milk as in like a steamed milk. And then afterwards you'll hear that sound. That's the milk being whipped, and you can see it's coming out a little more frothy. So they seem to have put some technology into this to time things and a last spurt of coffee at the end to time it fairly well. To give you a pretty nice beverage. And off you go. There is your latte. Next, we're going to do cappuccino. Okay, so now we're going to do ourselves a cappuccino. We're going to use Jet Setter Red Eye. Typically, you want to use darker roasts for these beverages, just because you're going to get a stronger coffee that's going to be concentrated. So we'll lift this guy up here. Heard the other one dump in. And now we're going to go to other again, and let's just do a cappuccino. And again, we'll do the 8-ounce size. Again, you'll notice in this case, you don't get the steamed milk, you're just going to get the frothy milk. Beverage in progress, or in process it says, not progress. And again, you're going to be less than a minute for the entire beverage. You notice no milk came out at the beginning like it did so in the latte. The milk's coming at the end, and you're going to likely get some steamed milk at the end there. Sorry, steamed milk, and then the froth milk. Just a slightly different consistency between the latte and the cappuccino and how it's prepared. One of the neat things too, let it stop gurgling so you can hear me, is that you can actually use any of the hot chocolate capsules that can work in your Keurg brewer. There's Laura Secord, we have Grove Square here, there's a number of them that will work in. So you could actually do somewhat of a mocha if you wanted to as well. You could do maybe a 4-ounce of a coffee or a cappuccino, and then a 4-ounce of a coffee, then maybe a small cappuccino on top, and you have like a mochaccino, which would be really nice as well. So. Great choices overall with all the beverage varieties that are around. Again, typically this isn't open while it's operating. I just wanted you to have that so you could understand what's going on. One of the really important things about this machine, and anything that has a milk or a powdered beverage component to it in the industry, is daily maintenance of these things. Because what can happen is you've got a lot of some residual powder will get into the bowl here, and you want to make sure that that's cleaned out or rinsed out on a regular basis. I haven't taken one of these apart. I'm going to do it after I do a quick clean to kind of show you how easy it is to get into the quick clean mode. All right, so for the quick clean mode, pretty straightforward. You're going to touch the front screen. There's a button that says quick clean, pretty straightforward. Coffee clean, soluble clean, or settings. We want to do a soluble clean, so we'll press that there, and then we're just going to start the cycle. What that's going to do is just run water through the lines here, just to clear them out. And we recommend doing that on a daily basis at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day. Gets rid of any of that residual product that might have been stuck in there. It will run a full 8 ounces, but I'm going to pause it because we don't need to show you any more than that. And then I'm actually going to take the hopper apart to see how easy that is, because if you do get a gunge up in one of these things, I call it a gunge up because that's what happens, it gets all gunged up, you want to be able to take it apart. So let's see, first time we're doing this, how hard it is to take this apart. Keep in mind, I've done these types of things before, so it's probably going to be easier for me than most people, but obviously those things are going to go up. And I see if it's blue and it's green. Green seems to be able, you can move it if it's green. And if I'm going to use my common sense here, assume this just comes out like so. So being that this is a new machine, it looks pretty brand spanking new. But you'll notice in here, this is your mixing bowl. This is where all the magic happens with the powder. And you can kind of see already, even a little bit right at the top here, that we've got a little bit of milk powder. So you want to rinse that out on a daily basis, but you can always take this apart too weekly and give it the good go through. To put it back in, I'm going to put this tube back on, and hopefully this will be easier, and maybe we'll have to cut away on this and come back to me. Let's see how easy it is. Oh, that fell. Now, as we're doing this, I'm going to talk to you about the Keurg commercial systems as a whole. You know, Keurg has really revolutionized the way we drink coffee in offices, and this is sort of the next step. We're going to be talking about another brewer in a few minutes. We do have the B3000, which we still love if you don't need the cappuccino option. There we go, all done. And make sure you turn those back down, otherwise you're going to be in big trouble. So the B3000 is still around, it just does the coffee. Great solid work unit. We'll see how this holds up in the next few months, but so far so good. I don't really have much else to say about this machine other than To us, it's a winner, and we think it's going to do some great beverages in the offices with about 500 varieties that we offer. And with so many on the market, you really can't go wrong with this. Have a good one.